When was the last time we saw you, the two of you guys together for an interview? It's been a while.
Well, probably been a long while.
Probably never.
Yeah.
What are we doing today?
We're taking 5 minutes off. Go ahead, Sherry. Tell her.
What am I doing today? What are you doing?
Sherry's doing yoga.
I'm doing yoga. I taught a class this morning, and I do another private in about 50 minutes.
Private?
Private.
One person says, I need you to be my personal yoga instructor.
Exactly.
Good for you.
Yeah, and Jim gets to transport prisoners on Mondays, so he's already been back and forth to Hyannis.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Boy, we got a lot to. So, what kind of prisoners are we? I mean, can we? You don't have to give me any names, but do we? What's the season been like?
It's been very busy, busier than the last. This is my third year, and this is busier than the last two.
Do we see a trend?
I don't know if you'd call it a trend. A lot of it is the same people coming back and forth for court appearances, continuances.
I see.
So I've moved, actually, so far this year, we've moved 155 prisoners back and forth.
Oh. Most of them coming back for court trials?
Coming back for court and then not getting released, so I bring them back there because they're held in Barnstable.
I see.
They're held at the House of Correction.
Yeah, okay. But what are you hearing around town as far as crime and that sort of thing? Are we...
I think it's a little busier.
Wouldn't that make sense? I mean, it's busier here.
Right.
Right. No, it does make sense.
Nothing too violent. I mean, we're not hearing too much real
it's
bad
not,
stuff.
It's not great, but it's not terrible either.
Yeah. And are you enjoying your job?
I love my job. Yeah, I like going to work.
Is it everything that you thought a sheriff's job would be?
You know what? I'm not sure I knew what I was getting into, but I haven't minded it yet. So.
And do you like it busy? Do you like the action, or do you like...
Some days that I don't expect it to be busy are, and then vice versa. Some days are so busy, and it's just hard to figure. Yeah. Mondays are guaranteed to be busy because it's a court day.
Right. So are you guys married, by the way?
I hope so. We went through the whole process.
Well, congratulations. Was that a long time ago, or is that?
Yeah, 14 years ago.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. And so, how's yoga gone? How's that going?
It's good.
You have a beautiful studio. Is it still on My Comet Road?
No, I'm actually teaching at Bartlett's Farm right now in the hayloft.
Oh.
So I'm working for Dharma Yoga Nantucket, and I'm teaching 4 classes a week there. And I work down at Cliffside Beach Club, and I teach private classes down there. And I go to folks' homes. And I've been doing a lot of Ayurveda this year, which is really exciting.
Oh, what is that?
The knowledge of life. It's yoga is a piece of Ayurveda. Ayurveda is the overall, and yoga is a part of that, along with herbs and lifestyle and exercise and things like that. So
now, tell us more about Ayurveda.
Ayurveda?
Yeah.
It's a 5,000-year-old medical practice. It's the oldest practiced medicine in the world.
Yep.
And really, it really looks at lifestyle, and it looks at how we are made up of the elements, just as the earth and the universe are made up of the elements. So we look at the elements in the body of an individual and see what they're high in or what they're low in, and bring a balance to that by adding the qualities that create that substance.
So how do you know what you're dealing with? When someone comes to you, they say, "Oh, I've got indigestion," or
okay, well,
my arm hurts, or how do you?
But then we would do an assessment. In an assessment, we look at the nails, and we look at the tongue, and we look at the eyes, and we look at the skin, and we listen to pulses, and then we do a whole...
So there is some...
Yeah, there's a big intake, and also there's a lot of questions, because it goes back to from the time they were children. How long has this been going on, really? And how do we deal with, what strength do they have left to be dealing with whatever disharmony is going on? We never look at it as an illness. We just see it as a disharmony, maybe more of one element than we need to, and then we look at the qualities of the element. So if the element is, say, air is dry, so if there's a lot of dryness in the person, we want to get them moist. If there's a lot of moistness in a person, we want to dry them out a little bit. So there's different ways of doing that.
And what would those ways be?
Someone who's very dry, we want to put a lot of oil on them.
Oh, it would be oil.
Yeah. Oil in the ears, in the nose,
really?
Gargling with
What kind of oil
putting
is
oil
this?
on the skin. Herbal oil made in an Ayurvedic way. They take You want to hear how they make the oil? It's
Yeah,
pretty exciting.
yeah.
They take herbs and they make a decoction, which means they boil it down. They put a lot of water, say 8 quarts of water, and they boil it down to, say, 2 quarts of water. They take that water that's been infused with the herbs, and they put it in another pot, and they add the oil to it, and they boil that down until all the water is gone. So now the essence of the herb is in the oil, and now we apply the oil on the person, and they get the essence of the herb through their skin.
And so, and this is old. I mean, you said this is this
ancient.
practice. This is
It's
from
ancient.
India.
India and the Himalayas, so that area. You know, I think there's a little bit of Tibetan Ayurveda and things like that, but it's from that area. Yes.
Wow.
It had to go underground when the English went in, because they wouldn't allow that to happen. So what happened was...
Why wouldn't they? Because of the Christian thing?
No, they were more interested in medical practice, real hospitals, as far as they were concerned. So
Okay, right. They didn't know what they were talking
They closed down the Ayurvedic hospitals, and they started building, Western medicine hospitals. And so it went underground, and people still practiced it in their homes, very quietly.
And so where are these oils made? Are they made here in the States now? Or are
There's some places in the States that make them, but many of them they're made still in India.
They
so
are, 'cause
the
they have-
companies that are in the States deal with people in India.
How often are you using these now? I mean, if this is a new practice, how often would you be treating people with this? Is it?
Well, it would depend on the person, and it would depend on
But everybody could use it, right?
everybody.
There's always something you can put oil on.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Even if you're cold, even if you're wet,
Yeah,
there's an oil
right.
with, like if someone who is wet and cold, there's an oil that's really hot. It will warm them up, and it will help dry them out. Believe it or not, because of the herbs in it.
Well, I might have to try it out at some point, huh?
Yeah, it's
I mean,
fun.
I like to go to the gym, so I'm a gym nut. I go 5 times a week, and that makes me feel great.
Yeah.
But yoga makes people feel great.
Well, going to the gym is part of it. Going to the gym is the exercise
is.
piece of it. So it's all part of it,
Right, right.
And so when I assess someone, I tell them this is what you need to do in a lifestyle, and they choose. They choose what they want to do. These are the A, B, C, and D. You choose A and B or C and D or whatever you want to choose,
Right.
and see if it changes how you feel.
I have a feeling, though, that most people just don't try hard enough when it comes to their health. They want to do things easy, and they want it to be easy, and it never works that way. Don't you have to?
Well, I think some of us would like to have somebody else do it for us.
Exactly, but it doesn't
who
work that
wouldn't?
way,
Right,
though.
it doesn't work that way. We
I
have
mean,
to take responsibility.
as someone who teaches, you have to walk a fine line. How much pressure you place on them, because you don't want to put them over the edge where
Right.
you turn them off.
And
because-
how much I take care of them. I have to walk
right,
that line too.
Right. So
I'm going to have to
All right.
excuse myself because I have to go back to
back
work.
to work.
Yep.
Okay, Sheriff.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, Gino.
All right,
Great,
Sherry, this
sweetheart.
is a good time for us to say goodbye to you.
All right, Gino.
Good to see you. It was
Great
very
to talk
interesting.
with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.